Many celebrities' prison terms have been reduced due to a variety of causes, including successful appeals, overcrowding in Los Angeles jail systems, good behavior, medical difficulties, and even the intervention of higher courts. Number 5. Khloe Kardashian only served 3 hours. Khloe Kardashian was arrested for driving under the influence in 2007 during the early years of the Kardashians' growing media empire. Despite the fact that she was sentenced to 30 days in prison for the probation breach, people reported that Khloe only served 3 hours due to congestion. It appears that the famous family has not forgotten their young sister's time in prison. Years later, Kim released the selfies from the ride, and according to Us Weekly, both Kim and her mother have Khloe's mugshot prominently displayed in their houses. Number 4. Tekashi 6ix9ine was released thanks to COVID-19. Daniel Hernandez, the rainbow-haired artist behind hits like Gummo and Fifi, was born, and he pled guilty in 2015 to accusations of employing a minor in a sexual performance. Hernandez was sentenced to 4 years of probation rather than jail time in 2018, according to Pitchfork. Later that year, TMZ reported that Hernandez had been detained on racketeering and gun charges connected to his alleged role in the 9 Trey Bloods gang. In order to avoid a probable life sentence, he completely helped with the inquiry, providing the identities of other members of the gang. I'm confident that God has bigger plans for me. I want to show the youth that it is never too late to make a change, he said in a statement read aloud at his sentencing, according to the Inner City Press. Despite the fact that the time he had already served in jail counted toward his 2-year sentence, Hernandez was released several months early. COVID-19 poses a heightened risk for jailed individuals, like Mr. Hernandez, who suffers from respiratory diseases such as asthma, stated Judge Paul and Gelmayer in the order giving Hernandez his release. Hernandez stated on Instagram Live shortly after his release, "Do you know why people are so enraged? They felt it was all over for me. They had counted me out. You could never cooperate with the government and then return. I'm considered a living legend." Number 3. Robert Downey Jr. got out on a technicality. After multiple run-ins with the police throughout the 1990s, troubled actor Robert Downey Jr. assured a judge that he was determined to stay sober, despite frequently breaching a previous court order requiring him to submit to regular drug testing. "It's like I've got a shotgun in my mouth, my finger on the trigger, and I like the taste of gumnil," he explained, explaining why he had repeatedly ignored demands to clean up. According to the Los Angeles Times, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison in an attempt to ensure his sobriety. According to CNN, he was released less than a year later when an appeals court observed that the sentencing judge neglected to specify whether his sentences would be paid consecutively or simultaneously. According to Deputy Attorney General Jeffrey B. Cann, who spoke to the Los Angeles Times, "People talk about how you can get away with anything on a technicality. That is one of them. Marvel took a chance on the actor when he cast him in the title role of Iron Man in 2008, and the rest is mega-budget franchise history." Downey Jr. told Vanity Fair about his previous crimes and addiction struggles in an interview. "The first order of business is to get out of that cave. Many people do get out, but they do not change. So the important thing is to get out and recognize the significance of your aggressive denial of your fate, to emerge from the crucible forged into a stronger metal, or whatever you want." Number 2. Meek Mill's case inspired a criminal justice reform movement. According to Rolling Stone, rapper Meek Mill was in and out of the Philadelphia court system for more than a decade due to accusations linked to gun possession in 2008. After many appearances in front of Judge Janice Brinkley, she sentenced him in 2017 to 2 to 4 years in prison for probation violations, over prosecutors' urging. Jay-Z was among the many hip-hop stars that stepped out in his support and urged for his release. Mill was released 5 months into his 2 to 4 year sentence as a result of a Pennsylvania Supreme Court judgment. Since then, Mill and Jay-Z have collaborated on the formation of a criminal justice reform organization. Number 1. Paris Hilton's medical issue got her out. Paris Hilton was arrested in 2006 on suspicion of drunk driving and lost her license as a result. However, the following year, she was detained again, this time for driving on a suspended license, something she claimed she was unaware of. According to Reuters, the actress was sentenced to 4 to 5 days in jail. However, Paris was only imprisoned for 5 days before being released. According to the East Bay Times, Paris was moved from prison to house arrest owing to a medical concern, the details of which were not made public. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. What are your views about these celebrities going to jail? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.